A little while ago, I finished watching a video by Propaganda Techniques called Deprogramming Jehovah's Witnesses, an interview with Charlie and Brother X in Ohio. And as I was watching the video, I was scrolling down and looking at some of the comments, and one of the comments by Defending Yahweh really caught my eye. The video was talking about the Jehovah's Witnesses elder manual called Pay Attention to Yourselves and to All the Flock. And here's what Defending Yahweh says. He says, Propaganda Techniques, you asked, do non-elders have access to the book, yes or no? And then Defending Yahweh answers. He says, the answer is yes, I have one and I am not an elder. Now, Defending Yahweh later goes on to say he has an electronic version of the book. He doesn't actually have the book. It's just an electronic version that he has. But some people began to challenge Defending Yahweh, saying, well, you're not supposed to have access to this book. It's only for the elders. The regular, rank and file Jehovah's Witnesses aren't supposed to have the book. And Defending Yahweh answers by throwing out the number to the service desk of the Watchtower and says, well, call this number and you'll see that I'm telling the truth. So what I did just moments ago was I called the number that Defending Yahweh gave, and I hope you can see that, and I talked to somebody there for 3 minutes and 52 seconds about this exact subject. Now, when I called up, I got a receptionist or something, I guess, and she wasn't quite sure where to send me, but she sent me to the writing department. And I asked the gentleman that answered the phone there about the Elder's Manual and whether or not the regular Jehovah's Witnesses have access to it or can read it or can order one if they want to. And he asked me, well, I really don't know what you're talking about. All our publications are available to everybody. And he asked me if I was studying with the Jehovah's Witnesses, and I told him no. And he said, well, which publication are you talking about? Because I don't know about any publication like that. So I had to run back to my computer and get it because the name of this book doesn't really roll off your tongue. I can't even say it here. And when I told him I was calling regarding Pay Attention to Yourselves and to All the Flock, he said, oh, okay, I know which book you're talking about. So I asked him the question again. I said, is that book just for elders, or can the regular rank-and-file Jehovah's Witnesses obtain and read a copy of that book? And he told me quite explicitly that that book is just for elders. So I asked him about obtaining a copy off the internet, and he told me that there are no authorized copies of that book on the internet, and nobody should be downloading one. So, Defending Yahweh, I did what you said, what you challenged actually Bart St. Clair to do. I called the number, and according to the gentleman that I spoke to at the Watchtower itself in the writing department, you are not allowed to have that book, and you are not allowed to download an unauthorized version of that book off the internet. So when you answered this question, when you said, do non-elders have access to this book, yes or no, and you said the answer is yes, I have one and I'm not an elder, you were wrong to say yes because you're not supposed to have the book, and you were wrong to download one from the internet. You're not supposed to be doing that. So there you have it, Defending Yahweh. You shouldn't have the book.